I got my cool ASCII art in the back here from my fucking bootleg computer. All right, we're rolling right now, man. So hopefully this is good, and hopefully you can still hear me.
Great.
Awesome, dude. All right, cool. I think this is gonna work. If not, we can always go to Baofeng Comms, man. You know.
Welcome.
Hey.
You got yours. You got yours perfect. Does yours say welcome or does it go Shinchong Fangshong? I love how you just stay strapped with that thing.
It says frequency mode.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. You got the big battery pack on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. This one I think I got this one from Moose. I think he sent this because I lost mine in that car wreck, but then he sent this, or no, he sent one like this, or like the predecessor to this, and then I bought this one, which is just like the rebranding of the same model. So, anyway, is there a delay?
I don't think so.
Okay, doesn't seem too bad. Okay, so. We're doing this again. We filmed already a little bit. This is Mousetrap, according to my cool ASCII art back there. Sapsan Cybersecurity, military, pen testing. They are allowing us to film and experiment on their channel because they're amazing guys. They have amazing stuff. I know I've gotten plenty of things from them. I know I almost said your real name. I know DZAZ right here has got plenty of stuff from them. And remind you guys, the guest today is my friend, DZAZ. You can see his shirt in hand and his desk, which he has set up for us to show some cool gadgets. So we filmed some of this last week. We had some technical difficulties. We're trying it again. So welcome back to the hanging out zone, D.
What's up, man?
Just trying to figure this out, and I'm glad that you are helping me figure this out. So like you said, we're not interviewing Bill Gates next week, and he's like, what is this unprofessional tragic excuse for a show or whatever. So
for sure.
Yeah, so there's if we splice this together with the old footage, then it's gonna be weird, but I'll probably do it anyway just because we're figuring it out as we go, and that's that. So yeah, man. So this is a show where we talk about hacky stuff, and we talk about cybersecurity, we talk about physical security, pen testing, cool gadgets, we talk about computer science, whatever, which most of this stuff I don't know much anything about, but you know, we're all just learning, man. Even the big dogs are still learning, so it's encouraging, you know. When did you? I might ask you some of the similar questions, but we can always edit that, baby. That's the magic of this. When did you get into tech in general, bud?
I don't know. You know, I'm like 40 years old. So back in the day, you know, we had like a computer lab at school, but still the home PC was still somewhat rare, but like my parents were real cool, and they wanted to make sure that I had access to whatever I needed to succeed. So they got a home computer and got to mess around with it.
Dude,
so,
it's huge, right? It's huge having that computer in the house, you know. I know for me, I spent many like late hours fiddling with stuff when I was younger, until I got, you know, told to go to sleep. But to have that support is huge, man. Were you on the internet from the jump?
Yeah, definitely. We used to get those like AOL, you know,
the CDs, yeah,
mail where you and like we had dial-up internet at first, and I think.
Okay. Oh fuck! I gotta bring you in the. Bring you there. Okay. All right. Let's test the comms again. Can you hear me, bud?
No.
No?
Now I can't fucking hear you. Oh, now I can hear you.
There you go. That went out again. Weird. Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think we got like too many fucking plugins going on. We're like trying to record from 2 cameras with 3 mics, and it's just fucking.
All right. Fuck it. I think we're good.
Right on.
All right, man. So, oh wait. Say, oh yeah. Whoops. Okay, yeah. We'll keep that one in. All right, man. So we're back. We had more technical difficulties because, like DZ said, we have like 9 different cameras, 9 different mic inputs, this and that. We're trying to make this work. We're trying to finagle it. We're trying to hack it. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We were talking about when DZAZ had first gotten his first family computer. He was getting the AOL CDs. I remember we used to get those, use them, and then throw them out of the car at people. So
yeah, they only worked for what, like a week or something?
Well, yeah, they'd give you like 12 hours, and then it went all the way up to like 1,000 free hours of AOL or something like that. Man, I wonder what they spent so much money on those AOL CDs, dude. Just crazy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so you were going on. What were you doing? Chat rooms, Googling stuff, or I don't even know. Did they had Google? Yeah, they had Google.
No, there was no Google.
It was like Yahoo and
there was like Yahoo,
Ask Jeeves, Alta Vista, I think was one.
Yeah.
That was like your
Google.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, man, just going on doing were you on AOL Instant Messenger, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that stuff, and I don't even remember the exact timeline, but we like Napster came out, and I remember like trying to download that Prodigy song Firestarter, and like it took like 36 hours or something to download a 3-minute song.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I remember it.
Phone lines are all tied up.
Yeah, I remember it, dude. Go on, beep, you hear that when you pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I remember like one of the first like hacks I remember doing was I got some kind of link or something that I could send the person on AOL Instant Messenger, and if they clicked it, it would open their CD drive and like come out.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff back then. They they had like it was, I don't know what it was actually, but like you could send somebody a link that when they clicked it, it like it executed like a con like CON, and it would just like reboot their computer. So like if you got in an argument with somebody or something, you could like send them a link and it would reboot their computer, boot them off, and
that's funny, man.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah, I remember. So my brother was older, a few years. He's a few years older than me, and he was like, he was exploring the hacky verse in the 90s, and I remember the GUIs they used to have for the Windows hacking apps and programs or whatever were so cool, right? Like it would be like the program would be like mail bomber, and it would have an atom bomb going off with a bunch of like binary or whatever, or it'd be like Trojan bomb, or different things like that, and they were so easy to use. They were just like GUI, click and presses or whatever, but and that was like my first intro to it.
King of Death, or like low orbit ion cannon.
Right.
Nuke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Wind Nuke, dude. Yeah, I remember that.
All the denial of service type, like King of Death. That was a fun time.
Yeah, man.
And I remember like the first thing that like was actually like hacking, which like nowadays we would call like a rat, but like was I really loved Sub 7.
Yeah,
Mobman made Sub 7, and that shit was just like so awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember I never used it, but I remember hearing about it on a Darknet Diaries podcast, because like some other guy was claiming that he had wrote it, and then the actual guy came out of like his hiding or whatever and confronted the guy on the podcast, and because it was written in some like weird language or something, and he was like basically g-checking the other guy. It was like, dude, how do you even, like, what's the first line of code in this bizarre language? And the guy didn't even know, so he kind of put him on blast. But oh, for those who don't know, I don't know how many non-techies will watch this, other than my mom probably. But a rat is a remote access Trojan. Sometimes you get other versions of the acronym, but we're talking about Trojans is what we're talking about. So
Sub 7 was a good one. There was Back Orifice.
That's an awesome
really
name.
Good one, but. Yeah, well, it was kind of a, they were making fun of Microsoft but yeah, it was another awesome one. We used Sub 7, and we had like ICQ was another chat agent.
Oh yeah, I remember ICQ.
We had it set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of the like computers that you would infect with whenever they would come online, because it was a time before where we're all like constantly connected now, but back then you had to like log into the internet, and whenever somebody that you had infected came online, you would get like a message on ICQ, like letting you know, like, hey, here's their new IP.
Yeah.
Go ahead and connect to them. And, like, it was insanely well made.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. God, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, so I remember I think like the first thing I discovered on my own. So I remember like the computers we had in class as kids were, it was like MS-DOS and like that kind of thing. And, we'd play like Number Munchers and stuff like that. But then as I got older and we got an iMac in the class, and it was like, revolutionary at that time compared to the computers we had been using. And I remember I discovered like the dinosaur game that was on there, and I was like, like the king hacker of the school for the next like week, and it was literally just like in like your home drive, but like nobody even knew how to use that or where to look,
So like much later, we were like in high school, we had a computer lab, and like all of us like nerdy kids, like the guy, the teacher that run it, he would let us like eat our lunch in there. So you would go grab your lunch and then go to the computer lab, and you could get online, and like it was just like me and a bunch of my like nerdy buddies, and that was like really, really cool because that teacher was like super good about like basically letting us do whatever we wanted. Like we had all these protections on the computers that like wouldn't allow us to go outside of like whatever that they had dictated we could go to, right?
Yeah.
But like he was real cool. Like we found ways around it, just using like a proxy or whatever. And like he was real cool about turning a blind eye and just like, we were learning, and he was about it, and like it was cool because he didn't he didn't have to be like that. He could have been like whatever, but like that was awesome for us because he knew we were doing like what would be considered like bad stuff. Like we weren't really doing anything bad, but we were just like bypassing the security that was put in place by the school.
Right.
And he could have shut us down, and he didn't. He was like, cool, you guys found a way around it. Like do whatever you want. We would download Counter-Strike and play games like all lunch hour, and he was a cool teacher.
That's awesome, man. And that's awesome. That's encouraging, I'm trying to think if we had anybody like that. Had a couple people like that, but anyone who was like connected to any of the computers or anything, like our AV like IT guy in my school was, when I was in school, I think he was like 115 years old. And then I recently just saw that he died, and he may have been like the oldest person on the earth at the time of his death. Like, he had like a bolo tie. I don't think, like AVIT to him was like changing like ink cartridges like on fucking old typewriters and stuff. He just wasn't, he wasn't hip to it.
He just happened to be like the only guy that they had. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah, that was it. They're like, hey, you know what this computer stuff is, right? And he's like, yeah, I read about it. But yeah, dude, I remember doing the proxy things in school, because in the library we used to be able to use some of the computers, and if you just like, if you like did some kind of weird proxy move, you could get out and get out of their little controls and get out to the internet and do other stuff. That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. But
that was cool. But pardon me. I was in school when I think I was either a freshman or a sophomore whenever the Columbine took place. And after Columbine happened, they got real strict, and they wouldn't let us play Counter-Strike anymore because there were guns in it, and that's when they started taking stuff at school like way more serious. I mean, for obvious reasons, but I remember that distinctly being a turning point where the computer lab was no longer like a free reign. They started getting real strict about everything we did, monitoring everything we did, and I think that was a big deal for a lot of people in a lot of schools.
Yeah, interesting, man. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what kind of impact that had. Like, clearly saying Columbine had impact even on your school, man. So I wonder how that affected people, not just in schools, but like learning computers, learning tech stuff. Because now that you say that, I remember there was like a hypervigilance from teachers to any kids who were on the computer. They wanted to know what you were doing, where were you, what sites you were going to. And I remember I had a friend who was like, he ran like Linux distros on his computer when I was young and stuff. So he was like the kid who was like really into it. I didn't even know what Linux was when I was like 13, and he got in trouble at school. I remember this. He got suspended for having a, quote, hit list on his computer. But all it was like what essentially would be like a list of names of people he knew attached to what today would be called like memes. They were like proto memes at the time, where it'd be like a silly, funny picture. And maybe like one of the teachers would be next to a picture of like, like a bomb, like ha ha ha, like joking around. It wasn't a hit list. It was just that, he was a kid taking out his angst and humor. And, they had to call the cops on him and everything because they were so just ultra paranoid about everything at that time. Wild, man. Anyway, so we took kind of a dark turn on this hacky podcast. Why don't you show us some gadgets, man? Oh no. Can you not hear? Okay, so holy shit. Okay, take 94. All right, so listen. I don't even know if it actually picked up what we were just talking about, like that other 10 minutes. I think it did, but in case you missed it, guys, we talked about Columbine. So it's a family-friendly Disney show. Anyway, what's funny, man? I was thinking too, like it would be a good bit for this is I was looking at, you get these all the time. The Discord or the Instagram messages where we get like the "Can you hacks for me?" messages,
Yeah.
And
all the time.
Yeah, and I remember when I was telling you guys, I was like, man, I think I made it, man, because I started to get my first, "Can you hacks for me?" messages, and I was just I don't really answer them, but I don't like delete some of them, so I was just looking through, and I just got this one, so let me give you this one. Hello, I writing you regard job. My company look for confiable hacker who could help us recover lost crypto funds. Would you interested? Looking forward to hear from you. So
interesting.
Yeah, there's that one. Let's see. Where's my this is my favorite one. Do I still have it? There was one, it was like some woman telling me, I deleted it. It was like some woman's brother's, it was some crazy story that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is. Did we talk about the tablets that they give people in jail now? Like
Uh,
on here, I think I.
no, I no, but I'm aware of this because of
So
I know a little bit about that. But go on.
so one time on Instagram, this dude reaches out to me. And he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to jailbreak this like Android tablet," and I was like, "Okay, cool. You know, what is it? What like that's not my forte, but like maybe I can help you. You know." And he's like kind of describing it to me, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, like it's the one that they give to like DOC, like this and that." And like at first it didn't click. I'm like, "Dang, where'd you get one of those? You like
Yeah,
found it on like eBay or something?" And
yeah,
then the light bulb went on, and I was like, "Dude, this guy is talking to me from the inside." I was
yeah,
like, "Ah, shit, dude." So
yeah,
I was like, "Hey, man, I can't help you with that."
yeah. No, fuck
Like,
no. One of my followers on here is in jail right now, and he's like,
really?
he posts pic. I'll have to find him and send to you later. I noticed it like a month ago or a few weeks ago. He sent me a thing like, "What's up, man? Yeah, love the page or whatever, right?" And then I looked at his page, and all the pictures were him in his cell, like, hey, like eating bowls of food and like shit like that. I was like, oh fuck yeah, man. So anyway, but I haven't really talked to him much. So same similar reasons you're talking about. So um,
Yeah.
that's funny, man. But yeah, so
Yep.
jailbreaking a fucking prison tablet. And he's in prison. So I wonder. Yeah, he must have been. I wonder how he was. Because I don't know if you can go on Instagram on the jail tablets, but he must have been using like a real phone that somebody had snuck in, and then was asking you how to
Yeah.
jailbreak the tablets they give you. Because the tablets they give you can only do certain things. You can't access the internet straight up on them, and that's probably what he wanted to do.
Yeah. But
That
yeah, I
is
was kind of
funny.
like, at first I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, it's like a rare device. Like, you know, like how would you get one? So I was like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
intrigued. Like, oh, that's kind of cool tech
yeah,
that like you have that like nobody else has because
yeah.
they're all like in jail.
Okay, so
And that, yeah, it dawned on me.
I got something to show you actually. So I don't know. Okay, take 50,000. Uh, hey man, I'm gonna have a hell of an editing time. Let me tell you, because I'm gonna be
Yeah,
stringing
you get your work.
yeah, I'm gonna be literally stringing sentences where I'm gonna be like, "Hey man, did you?" and then cuts out, and then I edit it. See that thing I was, So we're talking about this crazy bullshit MP3 player in prison. It was like $90. It is honestly, it was cool. It was worth it to have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool, 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 cool. It was worth it to have, because you can charge it every day. You can go when you locked in at night. You can listen to it when you worked out or walked around. If you weren't locked down for months and months at a time, which we were, but it was cool, man. I used to put meditation tracks on this, and I would get like an Indian, raga, sitar flute thing, and then it would be like rain song in the back, and I would loop. It would be like a 10-minute track for $1, and I would loop it, and then I had a built-in amplifier that we made from other parts of other machines that we found in the factory, and I had an amplifier, and it would use two magnets, right, and a thin like a wax paper, and it would vibrate the magnets back and forth and vibrate the wax paper, and we had an amp, so that would be a speaker and then an amp that we converted, and it would blast the music. So I would blast like the
Hmm.
Indian meditation tracks and turn the lights off in the cell and just chill.
Hey, got
Yeah.
to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. But anyway, so now they have tablets, as we talked about, and the tablets you can rent movies on. So it'd be like $5, and you can rent a movie for the day or whatever. But we're always trying to jailbreak them and this and that. And honestly, if I was back inside now, I could probably figure some of that stuff out. But that kind of goes into my story a bit, where like I started like getting into hacking stuff like in the late '90s, whatever, and then ended up getting into bad habits, bad trouble, mental illness, all that. And I spent a lot of my adulthood away. And within the past over a year, I've just fallen back in love with hacking and cybersecurity, and that and it leads me to, you know, today. And I've got friends like you and opportunities like this podcast, and it's just fucking awesome. So,
Oh yeah.
let's get into some gadgets, dude, while we have the time, while it doesn't trick out on us. So, listen, you're the gadget.
Microphone works.
While the microphone works, listen, you're the my go-to gadget buddy for, hey, what do we have going on? What's new? What's cool? Like, how do you fix this? Whatever. You're always got the coolest shit, the latest shit. On my desk right now, I have a RaspiJack that I built because, right, the day before you like put this online, you were like, hey, friends and family checking out first. You want to get the parts, because what happens when DZ posts something? It sells out. All right. And that's awesome for the makers, the creators. But yeah, this is an open source project. It's called the RaspiJack. It is a network reconnaissance tool. I actually got to fix a little script on it the other day and do a pull request, even though it was just a 2-word change, but felt great about it. And the guy who makes this, his name is the other one, and his name is all leet speaked out, leet spelt out, like 7H3, etc. So anyway, check it out. It's on GitHub, open source. The parts all in would be like $50 or so, but I had some of it already, so it cost me like $25.
I think if you order all the parts from Amazon, it's like almost exactly $100.
Okay, all right. That's including the Pi
get
sugar.
Them from Ali.
Yeah.
Yes, with the Pi sugar and everything. But if you go the AliExpress route, you can. It's probably closer to like $50.
Right,
yeah.
right.
With the Pi sugar is expensive, dude.
I know.
Like that adds a lot. But
yeah, it's cool. I opted for not having the Pi sugar. Although, like, I've needed a Pi sugar for like a Ponagachi, a Björn, RaspiJack, etc., and I've never gotten it just because you and I have talked about this. I've got 53 battery packs laying around that I could easily use. You know, I have LiPo batteries with, you know, the JTAG things, and I could figure it out without using a Pi sugar. But the Pi sugar is cool as hell.
Yeah, it really makes this RaspiJack like stand alone. You know, you can be looking at it and going through the menu before you jam it into somebody's router.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So you have it on the screen now. It's really cool, man. You know, it's got Nmap scans on it. It's got responder built into it, which I think is amazing. It has DNS spoof. A lot of that's just hard coded in. Yeah, it's got such a cool screen, man. It's got cool little graphics. Yeah, why don't you take us through, show us some of it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of real neat stuff that can all be customized. So that's like the really sweet stuff. You got your classic like Nmap, which can be customized for whatever kind of info you're looking for. You've got a like kind of an implant reverse shell, so you set up a listener at home, and then you configure this so that you plug it into the computer or router or switch or whatever that you're attacking ethically, and then it pings home, and you've got a reverse shell. You've got a jumping off point on the network.
Yeah.
It's got responder, which
can you hold it up a
cool.
little bit? Yeah. Oh, the camera.
Right. Oh, no. Right here.
Camera dropped out of it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah, I can see it perfect now. Yeah, real quick on that reverse shell. I got to do that the other day. It was awesome, man. I was just using it on my home network, and I just I went up to the switch, I went up to the switch up there, and I plugged it in, and I popped a little reverse shell on my little RaspiJack, and I pinged it to one of my servers, and I logged onto my server, and I was right on the layer on my home network. It was awesome.
Yeah, it does a lot of real cool reconnaissance stuff. It can do some man-in-the-middle stuff, DNS spoofing. It can tell you a lot about the network that it's on. Mm-hmm. And for $100, man, it's kind of like the SharkJack. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of functionality that the SharkJack from Hack5 would have. Mm-hmm. But a little more do-it-yourself option, and I think it's a really neat project.
Definitely,
But
man. You know what I like about it too is like it's even though like SharkJack is modular and it's open source in that sense, like this is like straight up you can just go right in and mess with the Python code and whatever and make your own stuff and have it on there like that moment, like once you reflash it or whatever. And I love that.
yeah, definitely. You can do a lot of real neat stuff with it. And there's other projects. I've got them around here somewhere. Like the Bjorn project had so much potential. It was really cool. They spent a
Yeah.
lot of time building out the web UI,
A lot
but
of time. Yeah.
like it was lacking. It couldn't do what this can do.
Yeah.
And I talked to the creator on Reddit. I was messaging back and forth with him, and I said, how can we add wireless to this? It's a Raspberry Pi. It's just a computer.
Right. Right.
But I go, we could make this, like add Bjorn functionality to where we can connect over Wi-Fi to a network and then use all of these tools. And man, it would be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Um, so he said that's in the works. That's coming down the pipe. So
Cool.
we'll have to update our RaspiJacks here, shortly.
Yeah, man.
Um,
It's funny. I turned my Bjorn into a gotchi now. So you could yeah, there you go. You're on this end there. Boom. So the face is
yeah,
stuck in mild contempt, but yeah, man. I'm really digging this RaspiJack. I took it out into the world the other day. Went to my local college and was checking some stuff out. Running some scans. So that was pretty cool. Uh, I try to do some stuff there too for the college. Like, there's some security issues there. So like, it's just in me to like look and see something and poke at it a little bit and go like, that might be something to take a look at. So I my emails between myself and the IT department there, I'm sure they're getting kind of tired of me. So show me that T-Embed. So I know you love this thing. I can do a lot, kind of like what the
yeah,
flipper does and stuff, but it doesn't come like that, right? You customize that with those stubbies.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So it just comes in a shell. This is the CC 1101 variant of the T-Embed, but it has its own NFC. Uh, let's see if we can even. But anyways, inside here
Cool.
you've got an ESP32 NFC. So you got Wi-Fi, NFC RFID, and then a sub-gigahertz chip, a CC1101
Wow.
sub-gigahertz chip. So it's kind of messy right now. I should remove the old connections, but I didn't because I'm lazy. So I just unplugged them and then drilled holes in the top
Yeah.
here so I could run these stubby antennas out. And then I also added a GPS on this side, which is just
Oh,
like
cool, man.
gorilla glued on there. But it's so I can war drive. I can war drive
Oh,
with it
cool,
now.
man. I love it.
So yeah, this thing's it's got a lot of functionality for like $70. It's pretty sick. And but yeah, you can run. I'm running Bruce on it right now. But
Hmm.
getting back to the RaspiJack, the guy that makes that also makes firmware called Evil M5
Hmm.
firmware, and it is like professional stuff, man. It does a lot of really really cool stuff, reverse gel type stuff, and implants. It's real neat stuff that can run on this, but it can also run on like a bunch of other
Yeah.
M5
That's
stuff.
awesome, dude. I talked to him the other night, and he said the M5, the Evil M5 firmware is something like 19,000 lines of code, and he says he memorized all of it pretty much.
No, I'm sure. I'm
It's
sure he's
fucking
he's
wild, dude.
been messing with it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's
that dude's in another on another level for sure.
definitely. But yeah, these things are rad, and for like I said, like $70,
Hmm.
they have almost all of the functionality of a Flipper Zero
Hmm.
and more. Well worth it for places like in the world that can't get a Flipper Zero or they're just
Yeah,
cost prohibitive.
yeah,
This would be the way to go right here. This device, it it's awesome.
It's it's
Um,
funny. So I see the other day, I found out that like India won't allow imports from AliExpress and some other places like that, and
mhm.
some of the guys, I guess they can't get flippers either for some reason. Like a lot of guys from India follow me and you, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of them lean towards the T-Embed because it's more easily accessible to them. So they've kind of
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
kind of like hacked it in a way. But okay, they couldn't get a flipper, but they wanted, they wanted NFC, they wanted the sub gig and stuff, and they kind of started going with the T-Embed and some other things like the M5 stacks and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of really smart dudes making some really cool stuff, and a lot of that stuff comes out of necessity.
Hmm.
You can't get something or whatever, but then you make your own. And those
Yeah.
dudes are making some bad stuff.
Yeah, man.
There's
It's and also I know you can get the T-Embed on the Sapsan store. So a lot of the gadgets and stuff that we talk about you can get from Sapsan, and they're just awesome dudes, man. So and
definitely.
they'll ship it to you. They'll hook you up. They will you got questions, you can ask them. They will troubleshoot with you. They're good guys.
Hmm.
I plugged in my MP3 for a second while we were having some technical difficulties, so I could show. And oh, never mind, it just crashed. But
Ah,
it's like a Game Boy screen, like it's like that's the kind of like
that thing is sick,
interface,
dude.
dude. It's pretty funny. And this is like the newer version. They had, or I don't know, had like a shittier version essentially, and then they had this, which was like the dope, UI was upgraded, and that was about it.
Yeah, that I just dug out a couple of old iPods. The iPod, it's not a touch screen, but it's like the classic, but with a colored screen that can play videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
very
can
cool.
throw you can you can throw Rockbox on there, and I had no idea until I started messing with it. But the mod community for those old iPad or iPods, excuse me, is like deep, bro.
Oh
They do
wow,
some cool shit.
that's
Um,
cool, man.
they're like
I wouldn't even thought of that.
they're like Yeah, they have like all kinds of like case mods, battery mods, UI mods. Like you can run all kinds of stuff on them now, and they're cool. I mean, with Rockbox, it's makes it more like an external hard drive kind of. You just like, and it accepts like almost any kind of media format. So you just like drag and drop whatever you want on there, and it'll play it.
Oh, that's
So
cool, man.
it really brought back, a breath of fresh air into my old iPods because
Yeah,
you know you're out camping and you got no cell service and stuff, man. You can just jam that thing full of all
yeah,
kinds of music,
yeah,
and it's cool having a little bit of non-internet connected. We're all so used to streaming everything nowadays,
yeah,
but what happens if you don't have internet?
yeah. No, man, totally true. And that's why, like, I'm sure you're the same. Like, anything, any gadget, any gear, any piece of tech I have, like, I'm keeping, right? And I'm keeping it in a
Oh
box
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, just in case, like, I'm gonna use it again, or I'm gonna give it to someone, or like some, I have like an old iPhone in my desk behind me because I use it for to SSH into like certain Raspberry Pis I have and things like that, or if I want to do like a
No.
VNC kind of thing. Um, yeah, man, I've got a box right there, just like doodads, because I know I'll use that at some point.
Oh, I'm a tech hoarder, man. Like
Hmm.
I not only do I love like the most bleeding edge, like newest, I'm always on the lookout for that stuff, but I also have just mountains of like old tech, old
Hmm.
hardware because like I love digging through that stuff and then you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh, like, I forgot I even had this XYZ, and then you get back into it and you start Googling and like people have done a bunch of cool stuff. Like the iPod's a perfect
Yep.
example. I had no idea that there was this like whole huge like modding community out there that's like all about them.
Yep.
It's pretty sweet.
It's awesome, dude. That reminds me of like going to Goodwill finds. I know you love doing some Goodwill scores.
Oh yeah.
I just put one up on my little YouTube channel I started the other day, but I'm gonna put up a couple more because the other day, you know this, the other day I went and I found an ESP32 Ultimate Starter Kit, which is like 60, $70, right? I got it for
Yeah.
$4.99 and it was essentially untouched. I opened it, it had the ESP32 room in there. It had like all types of like motors and sensors and gears and like these little peripherals, you know, when you're starting out working with like Arduino stuff and what awesome score, man. And then
Oh yeah.
before that, I got a laminator, right? So, you know, most people are like, "Oh, why would you get a laminator?" I don't know, because I've got some ideas for it, man. And
Yeah.
if it's $5, I'm gonna get a fucking laminator, you know?
This dock here is was a Goodwill find.
That's right. I remember
Pluggable.
that.
I don't know if you can see.
Yep.
Yeah, $10. Like
Yep.
I got home, started Googling it up. It's like a $200 docking station. You know, you got your
Beautiful.
LAN, you got a couple of display ports, HDMI, two HDMIs, all
Beautiful.
these USBs. I mean, it's rad. You want to hook your laptop up to a monitor, you know, and
Hmm.
$10. Like,
That is a good
shoot.
score. That is good. I
Yeah.
think I might have told you when I was in line getting something at Goodwill a few weeks ago. There was an old man behind me with like a $400 graphics card. And he was
Yeah.
getting it for like $5. He didn't know what it was. He was like, "Ah, get this for my grandson." I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like somebody
Yeah.
gave that to Goodwill.
It's amazing. I think what happened in the future when not if I'll just unplug it and plug it back in.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, all good, man. Fuck it. We'll picked it up. Anyone listening, depending on how good my editing skills are, we'll see. We appreciate you. If you're still even listening now, I appreciate it. So, DZ, you were saying, man, you were like, I think what happened, and then you were about to explain something.
Oh, is so I live in like a like an older almost like retirement community, and I think like maybe people pass away or whatever, and then like their
Oh
kids,
no.
grandkids, whatever, like just don't even know what they just like donate a bunch
Yep.
of stuff because they're like, you know, probably live out of state or
Yep.
whatever, and they're like, we can't take all of like, you know, grandpa's stuff, so they just like
Hmm.
donate all kinds of stuff without even like looking through it, you know, they're mourning or whatever, and they're just
Yeah.
like, oh, we just need rid of it because we're selling the house or whatever, you know, and uh, all the time I find like crazy stuff.
That's
But
probably you're probably right, man. And I know where you're at too, because I'd stayed over there for a while, and there are a lot of older people there. Um, yeah,
oh
that's probably what it is. Well, dude, I want to find some cool old timey like Commodore 64s and stuff like that.
yeah, that would be really cool.
No Apple IIs or
Um,
something.
what else do I have laying around? Something that I'm really excited about for everybody that's going to DEF CON is
Hmm.
so these guys are going to be their DeepNet store.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
bummed I'm gonna miss out on this key, man.
Bama Ghost makes some real cool stuff. So I'll be taking that badge with me to DEF CON. It's like an ESP32 S3 probably. But the firmware on here, so if you're at DEF CON, it's called the virus badge. So it's constantly searching for other badges. And when it finds another badge, you guys go to war. And it's
Oh,
like a kind of like a randomized number game. And then like whoever gets the higher number, like wins the battle. And so like this will light up red, like indicating that I lost, and theirs will like light up all green and like all this stuff. And like so I was walking around DEF CON and like my badge would start flashing and I would start looking around to like
oh
see who I
wow,
was battling, you know. But
that is
they have a
rad.
booth at DEF CON this year, and so I'm really excited to see what they come up with.
That is
Uh,
awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, I saw
yeah.
they they just put out like a for when their D it was called DN key, DNS key or something like that.
DN key, yeah,
Yeah, DN
DeepNet,
key.
DeepNet key.
They've got like a red team, like an explicitly like a red team DN key now that they just put out, and
Yeah.
that's the PCB is red, which looks cool too. And man, dude, I want one of those. So I was talking to Bama Ghost the other day, so I'm gonna try to either. I'll sort something out. Maybe I can have you pick me one up or something, and I'll buy it. But
Yeah,
definitely want one of those.
I'll be snagging a few of them
Oh yeah, there it
for
is.
some other friends.
Hell yeah.
But I think like agent usually the past year or two I've put together a care package for agent
Awesome.
because he hasn't been able to make it, and so he what he does is he reached out to Bama and like purchased them, and then when I go grab mine, I'll grab his as well, and
Okay.
yours too, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, and
Okay.
we'll work that all out.
Yeah. Cool, man. I did talk briefly to Bam about it, but I'll send him a message just saying that I'll have DZ pick it up or whatever. That'd be awesome, man. And just so everyone knows, it's why don't you tell us what it is?
So the DN keys and it's a custom made PCB. The design's all custom, but it's ESP32. Well, there's a couple variants. The first one they made was I can't remember what the ESP32 like S2 I think, and then they made an ESP32 S3 version that added a lot of functionality to it. I think it added like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and what it is essentially it's like the Hack 5 rubber ducky, right? So it runs ducky script. It can do a human interface device keystroke injection type stuff. Um, but with the ESP32S3, it can do like a lot of other cool stuff. You know, it can broadcast its own Wi-Fi access point, so you can connect to it and control it remotely, and send keystroke with it, or payloads, ducky script encoded payloads. It's just a really cool design because on the face of it, it has two touch sensitive buttons where you can code, or you can just add two separate payloads
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you want to do, and you can touch like the chest area or you
Mm-hmm.
can touch the face area, and it'll send a different payload depending on where you touch. So it's a
That's
really
awesome.
cool design on their part, and it has their logo and stuff, and they make some real cool custom stuff, and I'm really excited for them, and happy that they were able to land a booth at the vendor area at Defcon.
Fuck yeah.
That's a big achievement. You know, they don't let just anybody in there, so
No.
it's kind of cool. They're going to be right next to like Hack 5 and
Mm-hmm.
Hacker Warehouse
Mm-hmm.
and uh, all the names we know. You know,
That's
so
yeah, man. That's a huge deal. That's awesome, man. So fucking shout out to those boys, man. They're killing it.
heck
Love
yeah.
them. You can follow them on Instagram, and they've got a web page, and they might even have a YouTube. I'm not sure, but we'll I'll put yeah, we'll have links and all that whole bit, man. Because love to support our friends who are
Yeah.
doing some cool stuff. And are you gonna do the goon thing or what this year? What's up?
Yeah,
You're
I'll
gonna
be
record? Okay.
so yeah, I got a buddy that I met on Instagram, and he's been asking me like for the past like couple of years, like, hey, if you're interested, like I could get you on gooning. He does signage, so he's in charge of like all the setting up of the signs for the vendors and whatnot. And, the past few years, it kind of didn't work out. Well, he reached out to me again this year, and he said, "Hey, man, if you're interested, I still have a position." And
Hell yeah.
I this year I jumped on it. I said, "Hell yeah, I'll give it a shot." And if anything, at least I'll be able to say, 1 year I was a goon at DEF CON, so
Absolutely,
pretty
man.
sweet.
Get to keep the goon badge, hang it up next to your other badges, man.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome,
got a
dude.
got a bunch of
I yeah,
yeah.
man. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. I got a pile of badges. Let me see
Show
if
them,
I
man.
can
Let's see them.
yeah,
People love
if I can
badge
grab
life,
a
baby.
couple of them. Oh yeah. So
Tell them,
like
tell us
this is
each a little about it. Yeah.
yeah, this is from last year's
Mm-hmm.
uh DEF CON. I'm sure those of you that went have seen it before. Shout out shout out Rocket God. He gave me a pin last year when I saw
Cool.
him
That's
real
cool.
briefly last year at DEF CON. So yeah, that's last year's badge. Let's see. Locally here in Arizona, there's Cactus Con. So they do like
Oh
a
yeah.
cybersecurity hacker conference here in Arizona. This is one of their badges. I'm actually wearing their shirt too right
Hell
now.
yeah, dude.
kind of ironically, but here's another Cactus Con badge. They do a real good job of making some real neat badges.
I love it.
Let's see, like 2 or 3 years ago, Defcon made this real cheesy plastic one. Everybody was pissed
Oh
off
yeah,
about it. It
yeah.
does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there was a
It's
lot
it's
big
a chunk.
uproar about that.
Yeah, it's a chunk of plastic. It does absolutely nothing. There was supposed to be like a shard that you could like plug into here, and like it never came to fruition, and
Hmm.
they like missed a bunch of packages weren't delivered, so like half the people had like paper badges for the
Oh
first
my
two
God,
days, and
dude.
like it was a fiasco, dude. Like
Yeah.
everybody was all pissed off. But
I mean,
uh, this one this one here was made by a good friend of mine, local buddy of mine
yeah.
that I hang out with a lot,
Oh
Redfish
yeah.
on Instagram. He and a bunch of his friends, our friends, they run a booth at DEF CON called Freak Me. So this is their badge that they designed, and it's a essentially it's like a red box. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it does all the tones, your 2600 tone, all of that type stuff. It's a tone generator, so
Fucking
it's
awesome.
pretty
Didn't they have
sweet.
a CTF too that they did?
They did. So they had and they'll have it again this year. It was kind of
Yeah.
like a Jeopardy style. You to get into the CTF, you called a phone number, and then you had to with your Flipper Zero or with this thing or whatever, you had to play a 2600 megahertz tone into the phone to even get into it. And then
Wow.
once you were in the CTF, it was like different like levels or questions that you could like choose this for like whatever section you wanted. And then there was questions, and you could go through and answer the questions. And actually, the guy that won the Freak Me CTF last year was awarded a black badge for DEF CON.
Wow,
So
man. That's
he
an honor.
so he's a lifetime free access
Yep.
for the rest of his days to DEF CON, all by winning the CTF that these guys at the Freak Me booth put on.
That's awesome, man.
So that was pretty sweet. They got to award a black badge,
Oh,
which
that's
is
huge.
like the ultimate badge, right? You
Yeah.
know, like you never have to buy a badge again. You have a black badge, you go to DEF CON for free
Yeah.
for as long as you have that badge.
That's
It's pretty,
honor. Yeah, it's a huge honor, man. That's awesome.
yeah. But anyways, that's all. I have other badges, but they're kind of like buried. These are like the most recent ones, so
Yeah.
they're still hanging.
They're
But
awesome, man. They're awesome. I love it, dude. So they had B-Sides San Diego out here, and the badge that was created for them was by the Electronic Cat or Electronic Cats or whatever the
yeah,
company is.
Electric Cat.
Electric Cats, yeah. And they do a lot of badges for a lot of cons, and they make their own little Bluetooth and different Wi-Fi gadgets, cat sniffer, and things like that. And so B-Sides was sold out, right? So even though like it's supposed to be free, but they were selling tickets and then it was sold out, and it was a whole thing. So and I couldn't get in, and I was really bummed, right? Initially. But as you know, I did make it in
Hmm.
because I go, I'm going to try to like hack this thing, right? So, and decided how am I going to do this? Am I going to, are they going to be cool with it? Blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, fuck it. If I can figure out a way into this thing without, short of like twisting anybody's arm to get in, then they might appreciate it, considering social engineering is kind of one of the pillars of our community anyway. So,
Definitely.
so what I did was, a couple nights before the B-Sides was I went on they had a private LinkedIn page, right? Just for people who worked at and volunteered at B-Sides San Diego. And I found a couple of people, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can maybe like, find some info this way or that way to a couple of these people, right? But the first person I found was like one of the top people who's on the committee there, and he's like the CTO of like 1Password or like something like that. I was like, okay, this dude is not going to be easy to hack, right? So I'm like, fuck
Wow.
that. I'm not going to do that, right? So what I did was, in the private forum, they had released ahead of time what the badge looked like, right? And what the plans were and everything like that. So I was like, huh, okay. So I tried printing out like on a piece of paper what the badge kind of looked like. And I even messed around with like, I had an old ESP32 and I rigged up a couple LEDs. I was like, yeah, that'll, you know, it'll blink a little bit and, you know, this will look cool and maybe I'll laminate this and that. And anyway, I had this whole master plan together to do that. And that would have been like the cool version, but I didn't end up doing that. So I thought, you know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to bring a fucking lanyard, okay? Because never underestimate the power of a lanyard, dude, right? So like, I think I got a lanyard right here, right? Here's a perfect example. You have a lanyard. I'm walking up. It was at San Diego, one of the universities down in San Diego. That's where DZAZ was held. And as I'm walking up, I'm seeing everybody kind of walking out of the con. And they have the same colored lanyard, right? I'm like, yes, dude, right? So as I'm walking towards them, I kind of eyeball, see the shape, size of the sign that I looked up the night before or whatever, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's how I thought it was. So in my bag, that I'm a bag hoe, I love my bags. In one of my like gadget go bags that I had with me, I had a Raspberry Pi 2W, or right, and it has an acrylic case on it, so it kind of looks like a badge in a way. Anyway, so what I did was I just popped this lanyard onto the Raspberry Pi. And as I'm walking towards the entrance to it, I kind of like lock eyes with the person like guarding the entrance, and I kind of like make it seem real quick like he sees there's something in my hand that kind of maybe looks like a badge, and it's attached to this lanyard. And I put the lanyard over my head, and I kind of just put the badge in my pocket, and I walk right up to the guy, and I'm like, "Hey, is so and so speaking at this at 1 o'clock still?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, man, but you just asked that guy right there." I'm like, "All right, cool," and I just got it, and that's how I got into B-sides. So,
right on.
it was pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty legit now, man. Meta sponsored the CTF there and everything. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I go out to San Diego like twice a year, and hung out with Mouse last time I was out there, and Oil Burner, and
yeah, that was cool, man.
let's see, Bama Ghost was there too. Anyways, I think I'll plan my trips now around that. So the next time, like we come in the winter and in the summer, so we'll just switch our summer trip so that we can make B-sides, because that would be awesome.
That would be really cool, man. That would be really cool. Yeah, we had a blast when you were here, man, and it was cool messing around. I'm afraid we might have messed up one of your hack RFs though by jamming it a little too close. I have a pretty dope 1 watt 2.4 gigahertz jammer, signal jammer, like a legit VCO signal jammer, and I put it like yeah, there it is right there. I put it, actually yours has a fan, which is even better, but I put it right next to DZAZ's H4M, and it made it a dramatic effect, but unfortunately I think it might have messed it up a little bit. So
yeah, it's all good. I planned on upgrading to the Clifford Heath board that has some like over amperage protection built in. I planned on doing it anyways, but that incident kind of solidified my decision.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
Do you you got any other gadgets over there in front of you? I see a couple of things. I don't know if it's just plugs I'm looking at or what. I can't really see.
Well, I got all kinds of stuff, but we were talking about agent earlier.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's the big fatty, the Signal Sleuth by 463N7.
Damn, how many batteries does that have?
Thing. It was 4 18650s in the back, dude.
Damn, that's
you got GPS, and then you have your all your antennas here, but it does 5 gigahertz and 2.4. So that's a kind of a novel device, because all of the other ones, like this Samurai that I have, that was actually made by my buddy Redfish that we were talking about earlier. This has a J. Hewitt designed PCB in it, but it only does 2.4 gigahertz, which is what a lot of people still run, you know, because it's just what we had for a long time.
So
But
that yeah, that is that
when
agent one running the new ESP32 chip that's got both, or is it how's it working?
no, this doesn't have the C5, but it
Okay.
does have, I believe, like a BW16. So it can do 5 gigahertz and 2.4,
Wow, man.
but it's not running the C5 chip. But that's coming, I'm sure. A lot of people are
That's
working on
cool.
it. Coco's working on it.
Cool. Yeah, I seen
Few
that.
other
Yeah,
people. So
that thing
yeah,
is
that's a cool.
badass, dude.
Yeah, it's chunky boy, dude.
Yeah.
And here's something that probably a lot of people haven't ever heard of, but so this device here was made by Alex Lynn. He made
Oh
this a
yeah.
long time ago, or he designed it. It's called the DNS Drive-By.
Cool, man.
So yeah, it's an old device that's got all the components that we know, GPS and maybe a wave share screen, I can't remember, and the ESP32. But what's different about this is it's like a tracking device.
Wow.
So it uses open unsecured Wi-Fi, which used to be a thing.
Hmm.
But so like it uses like your Starbucks Wi-Fi, McDonald's Wi-Fi,
Hmm.
Home Depot Wi-Fi, whatever, to upload. So it goes around and it using GPS, it creates a route like every 1 second takes a snapshot, and then whenever it sees an open Wi-Fi network, it uploads that information.
Wow.
So if this were like placed in a car or something, whatever type of assets you were trying to track,
Wow.
um, it's completely like standalone. So like it tracks it, and then just whenever it happens to find an open or insecure Wi-Fi access point, it automatically shoots that information out to something that you have set up, and it'll show you all the location information. It'll like map it.
Wow. Wow, man.
So this was a really cool thing that he made a long time ago, and I just
Wow.
have it like sitting here. I haven't used it in a
Wow,
long
man.
time, but
That's really
it's
cool.
a cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's really cool. I know Alex, and then I know Alex went on to, I know he built some of the little cats, where they're like Bluetooth cat, devices that have keystroke injection, all type stuff. You know, you guys probably seen Alex on the Hack 5 channel. Um, I know he does a lot of different stuff like that. I think he's in New York skating around now, so that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I've been trying to talk him into getting a one wheel, but he's not sold yet. But yeah, this is
you
uh
guys are
this is
mad
made
on
by
that thing.
Alex Land
Yeah,
as
there it
well.
is. Yeah,
Uh,
that thing is awesome, man.
so and little ESP32 type device that does keystroke injection and
Very
the
cool.
same stuff that we know and love.
Love it, man.
But
That is awesome, dude.
yeah,
So you just
definitely.
gave me the
I don't know. I got all kinds of stuff laying around here. I don't know, I don't
yeah,
know
bust it
what
out.
anybody is interested in. Like the hackberries. This is a
Classic.
zero
Love it.
model, but keep that thing in my bag. Uh, shoot, I think what else I have.
You know, and I've got, I love the Hackberry Zero. I have one, and problem is I sat on it and then I had an issue with the screen, then I had an issue with the keyboard, and then I finally got everything working. And then the only issue now is my track ball doesn't click. So in order to get a left click, I have to use the right click. It's a whole thing. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get rid of some of the other stuff I have, sell some of it, and get just a decent handheld Linux computer, which I want the Hackberry 5. I'll even take the chunky one. I don't need the compute one. I'll take the chunky one. Anyway, what were you just showing there? Was that a little Marauder or something?
Yeah, this is a Marauder Mini.
Cool.
So a while back, let's see, what was it? Cyber Julio.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
he's a buddy that I met through Instagram. He got something, I can't remember if it was an Evil Crow or some sort of device, and he needed 3D printed cases. And I go, hey dude, I got you, man. I love
Hmm.
3D printing stuff. So
Hmm.
I cooked up a couple of cases for him and just shipped them out to New York, and he wanted to pay me or whatever. And I was like, nah, man, it's like I'm about the community. I love helping the community. I love,
Mm-hmm.
getting people involved and just anything that I can do, like just to kind of help or whatever. Trust me, it'll come back to you if you do it, because it's come
Mm-hmm.
back to me tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he was like, you got to let me send you something. He goes, I got a couple of these ESP32 Marauder minis, and he goes, uh, I'm just not really using them. He goes, would you use them? And I go, sure, send them to me. So this is one that he sent me, and then I ended up trading the other one that he sent me to Agent for a laptop. So it kind of
Oh,
worked
awesome,
out.
man.
But yeah, so I got that one, and then my buddy Redfish designed this is the cheap yellow display, I believe
Mm-hmm.
they're calling it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But so this is a cheap yellow Marauder. So it runs Coco's firmware, but he crammed a real big battery in here, and it's got GPS. So it's the same thing, but just kind of a do-it-yourself DIY type setup. And he's got a bunch of videos on YouTube. The channel's called Hacked Existence, and he does build videos and for like all this stuff that he makes. But it's the same thing. It's running the same firmware.
Yeah, man.
But this
Go on. Sorry.
go ahead. No, no.
Oh, it's just.
Anyways, this one's cool because it's little cheaper. It's do it yourself, so you got to flash the firmware yourself and add a battery and add a GPS and 3D print a case and all that stuff. But this one's like a touch screen too, which is really sick. I really like
Dude,
that.
the cheap yellow
But
displays are cool, man, because like, all right, they're not really powerful, right? But you can mod them out. You can add antennas. You can add battery packs to it. But they're a cool gateway drug for hackers, right? For like hacker gadget dudes or girls, whatever. You can buy them off AliExpress for like a few bucks. If you want to wait
yeah,
China a
they
little
were
bit, or you can get them on Amazon for less than $20, and they're cool. Like you've shown, you can run Marauder, Coco's thing. You can run on my cheap yellow displays, or one of them I have. I've got Ghost ESP, which is an awesome firmware that
yeah.
Spooky had made, I think, and I think Decky took it over now because Spooky basically just passed the reins off. Super cool firmware. It's like Marauder, but it has some other things. It's like Bruce. There's a choice. You have a choice of things you can run on. But cheap L displays, super cool. If you're unfamiliar with any of this stuff, that's a really cool, cheap way to get into this. And it takes very, very, very minor technical knowledge about any of this stuff. And you can get a lot of like walkthroughs and stuff on a lot of these GitHubs, or look for a YouTube or something,
Yeah. Here's the ESP or excuse me, ESP. We're talking ESPs.
Yeah.
This is the Hackberry the CM5
That's so
model
nice.
that Zatayo Tech, however you pronounce that,
Mm-hmm.
makes. But it's a computer in your
Yeah.
pocket. I
Yeah.
mean, it's bad, dude. It's running a Raspberry Pi 5, and I think I have the
I love
little
that
bit
thing, man.
chunkier version here.
Yep.
This is the full size Pi version, but this thing right here is really probably the nicest handheld Pi, whatever you want to call cyberdeck,
Cyberdeck, yeah.
out right now. It's
I
it's
love it.
awesome. I take this thing with me everywhere.
I love it. I think that's what
Yeah,
I'm gonna get, man. Like like when I got my Hackberry Zero, it was the thing I really wanted, man. And
yeah,
at that time, I think he had just put that like the original Pi 5 version out. I think like that had just come out too or something. But I really
hmm
wanted the Hackberry Pi. Just not only it's what I wanted as far as like I just want something that has Kali in my pocket that I can use, and I didn't have a Net Hunter phone, right? So I wanted something that had more that had more juice anyway than you know, NetHunter phone. Like I wanted a straight up Linux computer in my hand, and when that came out in that form factor where it looked like an old BlackBerry, there's just something so beautiful about that look. You know, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, it glitched
Oh,
out. You were like talking about NetHunter, and then it
oh,
kind of like froze. But
okay.
now you're back.
I'm back. So basically saying like I wanted like NetHunter is cool and you can do stuff with that too, but like I wanted a straight up Linux computer in my hand, and the Hackberry was the nicest version because yeah, other people have made some cyberdecks and stuff, but the Hackberry was basically everything I wanted, and it had the old BlackBerry look, that keyboard that people love. You know, the 3D printed case also has like an aluminum bit to it. It's just it's perfect. But my 0 is not enough for me now. I want to get the 5, and once I get that, I think I'll be happy. But or I'll get a NetHunter phone that's rooted, like you're showing now, because that thing is pretty badass too.
Oh, battery's dead though.
Ah man,
But
yeah, Kali
yeah,
NetHunter, very cool.
this used to be the cool handheld pocket Linux, right? Like it had all I mean, it had a terminal. It was Kali Linux in your pocket.
Hmm.
But I'll tell you what, after getting a Hackberry, there's no going back to the phone. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a desktop computer, but like in
exactly.
your hand.
Exactly. So my workaround for that has been like I have my Hackberry Zero, okay? It's great, but it's just not as powerful as I need it sometimes. And my
Hmm.
workaround for that is I have like kind of like a burner Android phone that's just for other stuff, and I SSH into a Raspberry Pi 4 that's in my bag, and I have an alpha antenna attached to it. Not the ACS. I have an ACHM, so like a big alpha antenna that's plugged into my Raspberry Pi in my bag, and I SSH into that from my other little phone. So that's kind of my workaround, yeah. And I have basically that right now, but it's not as cool as having the cyberdeck in the hand, you know.
This is the ACM. Is this the one you have?
No, so I have the ACHM is it's like a bigger, it's like one you'd have for your laptop. Like it kind of looks like the AC yeah, there it is. That's it. Or that it's not that, but it's like that. It has one antenna and it's a MediaTek chip. And it has it kind of looks like that, but it has one
Yeah.
antenna. And so it's like
Yeah,
a bigger boy.
this one actually has four antennas.
Four,
This is
yeah.
like the largest one that I have, and I
Hmm.
never use it
Yeah,
because it's
it's a monster.
huge.
Yeah, it's a monster. So,
But
but I when I have my Hackberry out, I have the ACS out, you know, and that's that little perfect little looking beautiful little dongle, you know, with the little alpha and the blue light. It's just, you know, there's some beautiful design in the alpha form factor for sure.
definitely, you want to see the Alpha card that I use like day in and day out?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the ACS. But you have a stubby on it,
This
which
one
is
right here.
awesome. Yeah.
This is the wireless card that I use all the time.
Yeah. So that's the one I'm talking about, except I have the original dongle on it, but I think if I had a stubby on it like that, it would look fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just do that because it fits in your pocket.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And I would probably, yeah, so I have actually, when I use the Hackberry, I actually have that ACS, and then I also have this other like AR9271 chip or whatever that I also have on it. So I actually have
Mhm.
like two antennas coming out of it. So I had it on the other day, and some guy I know who doesn't know anything about computers, and he goes, "It looks like you're calling in a fucking missile strike somewhere," because I had like the Hackberry like this, and then I had like these two antennas coming out, you know. But anyway, man, I think we got enough footage for me to edit anyway. So um,
Right?
otherwise, you know, we'd be here forever talking. But I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate you doing this with me, and a couple different days, couple different weeks, and like 20 different takes. And Yeah, man. I know we talked about on the first go round we had an interview, but you know, you got booted accidentally from Meta. It wasn't anything you did. It was some weird AI shit. So we're trying to get DZ back up on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. This will be on Sapsan's thing, but we'll put information on where to find you in the little bubble and everything down there. So is there anything else you want to say?
Awesome. No, man, that's it. Thanks for having me, and I could talk about gadgets and gizmos and computers for hours on end, and
Yep.
we would bore people to death.
Yeah.
But
No, man. Yeah.
we'll do it again sometime, or like, you know, if see how the response is, if there's something that people want us to go into in
Yeah.
more depth, you know, or whatever, man, I'm all about it.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely do this again, man. Lined up right now. Lined up. We have infosec Pat is going to do this with me, unbelievably, and also unbelievably will be Walker from Rootkit Labs is going to do this with me. So stoked about that. I know he sent you a Flipper black hat to check out, so I'm stoked to do it with both those guys.
Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan. Yep. He's got the same.
Yeah.
Yep. So sometimes he goes by Ryan, sometimes he goes by Walker, depending on his handle of the day, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, man, I'm stoked. Yeah, there it is, black hat. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Mine's blue though.
Guys. Oh, is it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, my black hat is blue because it was a prototype.
Oh, that's a collector's item, dude. Hell yeah, that thing's
sure.
awesome. All right, brother. I'll talk to you later today, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Talk to you in a bit.
All right, bye.